Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Today I am sharing with you an updated review and wear and tear video of this beautiful Mulberry Darley bag. This bag has been in my collection for 5 or 6 years now. It was the second ever Mulberry bag that I got after the Mulberry Lily. And for those of you who have watched some of my other videos or follow me, you might know that Mulberry is one of my favourite, if not my favourite all-time luxury bag brand. I think that they offer such beautiful designs every season. I love the craftsmanship and the leather that they use and the hardware. And I think it's still a very reasonable price as far as luxury or semi-luxury bags go these days. So in this video, I'm going to give you a quick overview of this bag. I will then go through a detailed wear and tear after using it for many years and using it quite a lot. And I will then talk through my thoughts on this bag now and how I use it. And finally, I'll quickly show you what fits into this bag. First up, let me give you an overview. So this is the Mulberry Darley in the small size. The Darley does come in a couple of different sizes, or at least it used to. So it used to come in a larger size than this, which was quite a bit larger. It was really quite a medium bag, I think. But at the moment, I think Mulberry only sells this small size. So this style has been out for quite a few years. And mine is in the beautiful rose water colour and the small grain. So this grain is one of Mulberry's classic finishes for their leathers. And I love this particular colour. It's a very popular colour. It is a few seasons old, but Mulberry does release similar colours each season. Then this comes with the lovely champagne gold hardware. On the front, you've got the postman's lock, which is the classic turn lock for Mulberry. And then you've got engraved Mulberry in that turn lock. On the back, there is one zip pocket with a leather blue tab. It's a very smooth zip. And then it's also expandable on this one side. I do have the product card in here, so that is the exact bag if you're interested. And inside this, it's lined in a brown fabric. The bag doesn't have any feet, but there is quite substantial glazing on the edges of the bag. And this actually sits at the lowest point of the bag. So if you place this on a flat surface, then you will have the glazing which is sitting on the surface. So I think it protects the bag quite well, and it doesn't really need feet, in my opinion. On the sides of the bag, they do go in a little bit. And to get into the bag, you just turn this turn lock, and this is what it looks like on the inside. So Mulberry bags do come with this beautiful dust bag. It's a very thick, I think it's a cotton, and I think it's a very nice quality dust bag. And then this bag comes with a beautiful gold chain. It is a kind of brassy finish, so it's not particularly shiny, but I think it goes really well with the bag. So it's not quite the same shine level as the plaque here. I don't know if you can notice that on camera, but it's kind of got a brassy finish. It's a very good weighted chain, and that's one of the things I really like about Mulberry. I think they've got very good quality hardware. It feels very substantial. When I look at some of the, for example, Chanel and Louis Vuitton pieces these days, which are, of course, much more expensive than Mulberry, I am very disappointed with some of their hardware, I have to say. But Mulberry, for every bag that I've seen and looked at, including their purses as well, I just think they use very good hardware. And then this chain feeds through the flap of the bag at the top, through these holes. And then there is a toggle on one side, so you can actually detach this chain. So when I originally had this bag, the chain wouldn't actually come out, and I tried for so long and it would just keep getting stuck. So I took it into the Mulberry store in London, and they also really struggled as well, but in the end they managed to just change the chain for me. So in case you do have that issue as well, then I would recommend taking it into the store or contacting them online, and they may be able to help replace the chain for you. Then the inside of this bag is lined in this gorgeous burgundy leather. It is such a supple leather. I really love the interior, and that's lined with the leather on the bottom of the bag as well. So this bag is kind of a wallet on chain design where you do have card slots at the back, and then you do have one larger slip pocket, and this is lined in fabric on the front of it. Then at the front of the bag you do have this zip section, which is also lined in a fabric, and you've got engraved onto the zip Mulberry as well. And then finally on the front you have another slip pocket, so there's quite a good amount of organisation in this bag, and it also says Mulberry embossed at the front. So that's an overview of this bag. Now let me move on to the detailed wear and tear. I've had this bag for quite a few years and I have used it a lot, and I use it in a very carefree manner, so I don't baby this bag at all. And I do think with all Mulberry bags that I've experienced, they last very well and they've got very good quality. So overall, the leather of this bag is in absolutely perfect condition in my opinion. I don't have any stains on this bag, which is lucky probably, because I do think if you get some maybe dark sources on this bag, it probably will stain a bit if you don't wipe it away quickly, especially because this is a lighter colour and because it is the grain. So sometimes sources and liquids can get absorbed into the grain, but I've not had that experience at all with this bag. There is no scuffing to the leather on the outside, and really nothing much to report on the leather. The leather on the inside, there are a few points of wear and tear. I don't know if you'll be able to see that there. The leather on the inside is a lot more delicate, which is what makes it so beautiful. But then you do have some creasing and fading of the leather where the flap closes, which I guess can be expected. And I think this isn't bad at all for 5 or 6 years of quite constant use. And then the other thing to note on the leather on the inside is you might notice some kind of grubby fingerprints, which just kind of happens over time. And I'm sure if you give it a good scrub or a good clean with a leather cleaner, then those can be wiped away, but I tend to just leave those now. And then everything on the inside looks perfect to me. So then onto the hardware. The chain is absolutely perfect condition. There is no tarnishing whatsoever. The only wear and tear that I do notice is there are some scratches to this plate on the front, and this is where any hardware wear and tear is most noticeable, because you do have this very shiny plaque, and I do have a few hairline scratches there, but I don't think they're too bad, and also it still maintains the shine of the hardware. And then the other thing to note is that on the top of this postman's lock, you might be able to see that the gold has kind of rubbed off a little bit and it's quite silver at the top. From afar, it's really not noticeable at all because it still just provides a lovely shine, but it isn't gold anymore just at the top, so it does go silver, which is better than fully tarnishing in my opinion, as it's really not that noticeable. Then on the back zip, pretty good condition, but you can see a little bit of tarnishing here, but really nothing that's too major. And then also these 2 points on the side have a little bit of rubbing away of the gold, so they are also kind of silver colour now. Then on this interior zip, there is a bit of tarnishing, and this is actually kind of a tarnishing. You can see it's got a bit of grey and a little bit of kind of rust colour as well. So this has probably got the most wear and tear of all the hardware. That's noticeable, I would say. And my final point on wear and tear is on the glazing of this bag. So the glazing has held up really well. It's actually, I would say, in perfect condition, other than a couple of points on the back. So where the flap kind of starts, there is a little bit of cracking in the glazing. I don't know if that shows up on camera, but there's just literally 1 or 2 cracks on each side where the flap is. But the rest of it is really in perfect condition, so I'm very pleased with that. So overall, the quality of Mulberry bags, in my experience, is just very beautiful, and I think it really lasts a long time. And the wear and tear is not bad at all on Mulberry bags. So if you are looking for a brand or a bag to invest in and to have something that stands the test of time, I would highly recommend Mulberry. I'll now show you what fits inside this bag, and I'll just show you one option, but I do have a couple of videos on what fits inside this bag, which I will link above. So it's quite a boxy and structured bag. First up, I've got my iPhone 11 case. I am recording with my iPhone, but that slots in completely fine. And I think you would be able to get a Pro version in there as well, but I would just double check the measurements. But you can see that the regular 11 size fits in very well. Then I've got my Louis Vuitton Zoe wallet, which is pretty full and chubby. So I just want to show you what that looks like with that in there. I have my AirPods Pro case, which also fits like that. So all of this as your essentials plus keys, I guess, fits in very nicely. I've just grabbed a few other things from my mini pochette to show you what else can fit in here. So I've got the Dior lipstick, which will go down the side. And then I have some eye drops here. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit this in, so I'll just put that in the top. And then let's try some gum. And that will close fine. It's a little bit bulky on this side, but that is fine. However, when I use this bag, I typically wouldn't go for a compact wallet like this. I would use a card holder. So let me just switch that out with my Chanel Classic card holder. And of course with this bag, you don't even need a card holder. You could just put all your cards in the slots at the back of the bag as well. So it's got quite good organization. But if I do that, then I can put my hand sanitizer in. And I will try and get this compact in as well. And also this is some blotting paper for if you've got slightly oily skin. And that's everything in there. So you can see it fits quite a good amount, and that closes with no issue. This bag has definitely been stretched out a little bit by me. I can feel that the leather is a lot softer than when I first bought it. So if you buy this brand new, it will start off a little bit more stiff and structured, but it softens so nicely. And I mean, it starts pretty soft anyway because of the nature of the leather. So that's everything that fits inside this bag. And so now let me share my final thoughts on this bag 5 or 6 years on. So I used this an absolute ton for many, many years, actually up until pretty much a year ago. It is such a great versatile bag for daytime, for evening, just for any purpose really. And particularly if you are okay with downsizing your things, I do tend to have quite many bags, then this is actually very generous in its capacity, at least for me. So I use this an absolute ton, and I think it looks so beautiful with pretty much every outfit, particularly in this color as well, because it's a very neutral color. It goes great for every season, and so I use this an absolute ton. In the past year or so, I haven't really picked up this bag as much, and I would blame that on me acquiring more bags, which is really bad, because I really love this bag. But one of the things I think that makes me go for other bags instead of this one is that the chain can be a little heavy, and the bag can feel a bit heavy on your shoulder. If I do compare it to something like the Saint Laurent Mini Manhattan, so I've got that here. So this I got very recently, only a few months ago. The whole bag is quite a bit lighter. It's a lot simpler as a bag, I would say. And then because you've got the leather strap, which is the main point, that makes this more comfortable to wear. So actually, before I got that bag, I felt this was pretty comfortable to wear. It's still a mini bag, so it doesn't get too heavy, and I wouldn't really have much issue with this. However, now having experienced a leather strap and just generally a lighter bag, this does feel a little bit heavy and a little bit boxy. And then the other reason why I don't reach for this as much is that I am a big lover of top handle bags now. So even with the Saint Laurent Mini Manhattan, I frequently wear this just doubled up, and I wear this either under the shoulder or I will just hold this. And so frequently I like that a bit more than the crossbody look and feel. And so that's another reason why I don't reach for this as much. But I don't think I will ever sell this because I think it is a gorgeous bag, and I think it will be difficult to find another bag that's similar but as beautiful as this. So that's it on my updated Mulberry Darley review and wear and tear. I hope you found that useful. Please let me know if you've got any questions down in the comments, and I'll try and answer them. It is an absolutely amazing bag, and I would highly recommend it if you are looking for a mini crossbody bag. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.